Hey man, you already know what it is. Throw up that you one time. Joe, we got a good one today, man. We usually got like 4 or 5 topics. It was like you already know what we talk about, man. You already know what we talk about. What's poppin'? What's poppin' with you, Joe? How you been, my brother?
You know, my Niners lost, man. So let's go, man. I'm ready to jump in.
Oh, that's tough. Let's change the energy in the room, man. Let's change the energy in the room.
Welcome to the You Heard podcast.
I'm hurt, dog.
Ben and Joe break down all things Miami Hurricanes football.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Hell no.
From hot topics to pre- and post-game analysis.
Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
You heard.
I put my heart in this, dog.
Yo. Always got to start it off right, man. Got my water right here, boy. You know what I mean? Hydrate, key to life. Clear to life, man. Hey, man, you see it. You know what I'm saying? You did it on the last episode. Mine came in early. Mine came in, you know what I'm saying? This hoodie's tough. This hoodie is nice. I like it.
Very, very.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Collins, man.
My wife said I got to chill with all the Miami gear, man. I got her closet stacked up with Miami gear, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my wife told me the same thing, man. I'm like, hey, man, it's the off season, I guess. No off season when you got a podcast and you love this team, man.
Yeah,
it ain't stopping. Just they come out when you should. I'm gonna just keep buying it. I'm gonna stay up to date with it, man. Yeah. So shout out to Canes Wear, man. Shout out to Adidas for this one.
We good?
Good?
Yeah.
Good. I think your mic. We good though. Popping. All right. So yeah, man, the hoodie's tough. You know what I'm saying? Wifey's still bugging about buying too much Cane stuff. I told her I'm gonna buy it on a discount. So you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Shout out to the vet discount, man. Holla at me. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's only gonna get worse now.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get worse now.
Yeah.
All right, man. Look, Thursday, I think I sent you a text on Thursday. I was like, yo, man, I got a feeling. I'm paraphrasing, like, yo, I think Gattis gonna be going on tomorrow. If he jumps off, you know what I'm saying, I'll be working. We'll do a YouTube short. I'm saying I'll pull in my own receipts. Friday morning, you hit me. Anytime you hit me before the sun come up, son, I know some shit fucked up.
Early, immediately.
Yeah, man. You sent me that screenshot, man. So I'm gonna put it to you like this. What was your first reaction when we got like the official word that Josh Gattis had been relieved of his duties?
It was just relief, man, that we can move on. You know what I mean? I kind of ready to move on from 2022, you know what I mean? So it was kind of just like one more thing that moves us into 2023. You know what I mean? And the writing was on the wall, you know. So it was just more relief, man. It wasn't. You know, I'm not a cat that gets happy when somebody loses their job or whatever, you know what I mean? But he'll be all right, you know what I mean? He'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll go somewhere, you know, maybe back to the Big Ten or something, that he'll be successful, I'm sure. You know what I mean? But just the fit wasn't right, man. So I'm happy it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like when you put it like that, I feel the same way, man. That like what's left over, what's hung over, carried over from 22, that horrible season. You know what I'm saying, we already saw it, we talked about it. It's starting to turn over, right? Like it's not just the players on the not just the players, but the staff. Like anybody who didn't work going forward is not going to be part of the program going forward. So seeing that finally happen, where for a long, it was. I mean, we debated it for weeks and months, right? Like, yo, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? And just to finally have that email, that confirmation from everybody, I was like, oh, okay, now we can move forward, right? Like, I think his final nail in the coffin, which we talked about, is like, and I mean, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. Like, how many wide receivers he missed on in the portal, right? Like, just not being around for whatever reason. I don't know if that was part of the plan for Mario to not have him be there, or if that was, you know what I'm saying, Gattis deciding that, but you can't miss that many times, man. And I mean, that was an indictment on him, because Mario's a competitive man, but he's more competitive in recruiting. So if you're not going to recruit like him and stand with him, can't rock with it, man. So I
think I read something.
I don't.
Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead. You good?
I think I read something saying, and I'm not sure. I think I read something about him, Gattis, also interviewing somewhere without like talking to the head coach about it or something like that. It was like a sneaky interview or something, you know what I mean? And you know, that I believe, you know, probably did it for sure, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, you got, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got to give people the heads up on that. Like, in that, especially in that business, you know what I mean? Like we us normal people can do interviews, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got to take the day off real quick and not say nothing. Let's keep it a buck, right? Like, we can pull that, but you can't do that when like media's involved and how you moving. You know what I mean? Like,
we're gonna find out.
Reporters.
Everybody's gonna find out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Everybody got social media. Everybody got a camera. Like, yo, man, so and so's here. Like, that was a wild move on his part, man. Yeah. But now the page, we ain't gonna spend too much time on that. Just like we ain't spent too much time on stuff that isn't as important. You know what I'm saying? That page is closed. That book is closed. We move on. Now it gets to the fun part, right? Now it gets to speculation, Twitter talk, people being upset. We in that part now. We talked about it last time. So yeah, man. We looked at it. Shout out to 247, man, coming out with their top 14 possible hires on from their perspective. But you see Twitter, as soon as Gattis is quote unquote grave, you know what I'm saying, ain't even comfortable yet for him being here. And everybody's already like, yo, it gotta be this guy, gotta be that guy, gotta be this guy. How crazy is it that changed so quickly? Where like
people been like, talking about it forever.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it forever. We've been talking about a new OC and possibilities forever. So you know what I mean? So since the end of the season, you know what I mean? So you know, it's been in people's mind for a while, you know.
Who do you think is the most surprising, before we get into like our opinions and not what he thinks, what we think he should do, because we've established Mario don't care about what we think he should do. But what's been the craziest take, in your opinion, from people we follow? And you know what I'm saying, people who have had like, oh, it gotta be this guy, or I wouldn't mind this guy. Who's the one that's caught you the most off guard?
There's no real crazy takes, man. I mean, people talking about like Ken Dorsey and all of that. We know that's not happening.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I guess just the people talking about unrealistic things. You know what I mean? And let me take that back, son. I don't know Ken Dorsey. So Ken Dorsey may be like, yo, man, Buffalo is freezing. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? I know he the word is he don't like coaching in college football and recruiting, which I get, you know what I mean? But any OC, I think, wouldn't have to recruit heavily, in my opinion, especially if you bring certain other people on the staff, and then you got because I mean, keeping it a buck, our recruiting department are savages already. You know what I mean? So the OC really, in my opinion, and we'll get into it, you know, later in a few, but I don't know, man. There's always crazy takes, right? But there hasn't been nothing really too wild except for the unrealistic people, you know. So.
Yeah, like I'll tell you the crazy. I wish I would have screenshot it. Craziest take I saw was Sean McVay.
Yeah,
I'm saying he's taking time off from. You know what I'm saying? Like taking some time off from the LA Rams. You know what I'm saying? Because he's young, he could always come back. Like, all right, okay, let's take us. Like he's taking time off because he wants time off. There would be no time off working under Mario Cristobal at Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like there isn't no relaxation. So that's to me has been the wildest one. But yeah, man, like to me, I didn't need our previous OC Josh Gattis to be at all the recruiting, you know what I'm saying? He just needed to be there when it was the three big boys. You know what I'm saying? Like the position coach for that specific player and the offensive coordinator, right? Like he just needs to be in those pictures when like you following that 5-star wide receiver or you know what I'm saying, that 5-star quarterback or whoever. Like he just needed to be in those moments. So those were the things, like those were the parts he was missing.
Yeah,
that's
I
really,
can't really
keep it a buck. Like,
yeah, I can't really get I can't really. I mean, we're not blaming him for receiver recruiting, but receiver recruiting at Miami has been shabby for a long time. You know what I mean? So it ain't like he the one who messed up receiver recruiting. You know what I mean? Our last crazy receiver was Amon Richards. You know what I mean? So
7 years ago. Yeah,
it ain't like we.
Yeah, no, the relationships that we've failed to build is why we've struggled with the recruiting, right? Like why we failed to get like those 5 stars consistently. This isn't a one administration thing. Like Mario can't fix this in a year. Manny couldn't have fixed, you know what I'm saying? Manny couldn't have fixed this. Mark couldn't have fixed this. I think that's a lot of M's, yo. Like you just realize that like all our last 3 coaches, Manny, Mark, and Mario. Yeah, man, like you miss on those. He obviously he doesn't get the full blame of it. But the next guy just has to make those flights and be on board with whatever the head coach is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever that might be, which we're gonna get into like our speculation and who we think it should be. But yeah, the Sean McVay one was a little wild, just because the situation. You know what I'm saying? To go from like a head coach of, you know what I'm saying, the Rams to offensive coordinator of the Miami Hurricanes, even though he's down here a lot because, you know what I'm saying, it's Miami, it's the weather. But yeah, man, we'll see about that. All right. What you got, man? You got you want to just jump right into who we thinking or go through the
let's go through the list, man. Let's go through the list. Talk about them briefly, you know what I mean? So we can go straight down. Yep. So the first one is James Coley, right? Yep. You know, we discussed that. You know, everybody would want James Coley on staff. You know what I mean? I wouldn't particularly want him as the OC. I wouldn't be upset, you know what I mean? But I would definitely want him on staff. You know what I mean? He's a Miami guy, man, and he just got the you talk about fit, right? You talk about fit. He just got that Miami thing. You know what I mean? He got the he's a beast recruiter, which definitely fits in with the staff and Coach Cristobal's, you know, his plan and he's a wide receiver coach. He's been a wide receivers coach. You know, give him a co-OC title, you know, wide receivers, tight ends, whatever. And yeah, I would definitely want him for the OC. I mean, I'm sorry, the wide receiver coach. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm with you. That's my lock. He's in my top 3 of wide receiver coaches, right? Because that's the other part of that whole conversation. Like, we're also looking for a wide receiver coach. I think the wide receiver coach has to be his own position. I'm good with being a wide receiver tight end coach. Coley, co-OC, wide receiver coach, in that type of role for sure. Already has ties to South Florida. I think he coached with Cristobal at FIU, so that's good. You know what I'm saying? Like that one has to be. No, I'm not gonna say like he has to get him. But I'm saying I'd be good with him as the wide receiver coach, just because I think that brings us better into the room with the kids from Chaminade, right? The Josiah Trader and the Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? Like bring those guys in. All right, then you give Brian Hartline a little bit more competition because he can't keep getting all these guys. So down. What's next is this one was a little.
But let me. Oh, go ahead. What would you about to go to the next person or what?
Yeah, I was just gonna go to the next one, which was like a little bit too obvious. But what you got?
Yeah, but let me like. I don't want people to think that I don't think Coley can be an OC. You know what I mean? Like he's been an OC. You know what I mean? He's the OC for Miami, if you guys remember. Malik, when we had Malik on the show, he talked about that's the best OC he's ever had. You know what I mean? He loved Coach Coley. You know what I mean? So he's been an OC. He was the OC at Georgia for a year. You know what I mean? He averaged 30 points wherever he was at. He could definitely be an OC. You know what I mean? But I think there's just, other people we could talk about. So the next person, go ahead. Who's the next? Who's next on the list?
So before we go into number 13, Marcus Arroyo, I want my OC to be a quarterback coach.
Yeah, facts.
I'm saying not saying that Coley can't be that, but Coley kind of has been more wide receiver, tight end. You know what I'm saying? That kind of role the last couple of years. I want a dedicated OC quarterback coach. So I'm saying this is going off the 247 list. Marcus Arroyo, man, already has history with Mario Cristobal. You know what I'm saying? He's a free agent because he just got fired basically from UNLV. So he's you know what I'm saying, he's in the market, already has a relationship with Mario Cristobal. I don't know how important that is. And as I'm saying that, it has to be important because Mario had zero relationship with Gattis. Right? Like they knew of each other, but they never really worked together personally. I think they might have had a couple months crossover at Bama on different sides of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, so who knows what that all entails? But the problem with Marcus Arroyo, right? And I'm not saying like him as a coach is like that people aren't going to be hyped up for it. But I don't think we need to have a hyped up moment because we did it last year with a Broyles Award winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people aren't going to be as hyped for Marcus Arroyo hire if that's the move. Yeah. But people have to realize, like, he's just a head coach. Like, he was just a head coach, but has balled out. People act like he had a sorry offense. Tell you all the stats right now. What was it? 433 yards per game, 35 points per game, and 16th best nationally when he was the offensive coordinator at Oregon. Like, people act like Mario's offense at Oregon was this, like, you know what I'm saying, 275 yards. We're just going to get a field goal and get out of here. That's not what he's ever been. What you got for Arroyo?
Yeah. This definitely makes sense. You know what I mean? And we're talking about familiarity, with the staff. Yep. So him and Cristobal work together. Coach knows how he works, knows how he gets down, knows how he thinks. He runs the same offense as Georgia runs. He's a Todd Monken guy. Like he's part of that tree. So he runs the power spread, that coach wants to run. And with the O-line that we have coming in, we're building towards that. With the running backs we have coming in, we're building towards that. So it makes a lot of sense. And people talk about
say it, fam.
The coach,
say it.
A coach got fired before, or a coach, you know what I mean, it didn't end well at his last. If they're available, it probably didn't end well, son. You know what I mean? Wherever they was at. You could say something. There's something negative you could say about every candidate we're looking at. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's always something negative you could say. You know what I mean? So he got fired at UNLV as the head coach. He got fired, but he's a good OC. I definitely wouldn't be mad. No, it's not the sexy hire, but it's a good hire. It would be a good hire for me.
You know what's wild about that is that we completely, in the times that we negative recruit against ourselves for coordinators or coaches, that we forget that the job is more than just plays on the field. It's also interpersonal relationships with the staff and the people you're working with. You know what I'm saying? Gattis might be a hell of a play caller and a hell of an OC, but his interpersonal relationships and the way and the things we heard throughout the year were very rarely positive. You know what I'm saying? So those things matter. You know what I mean? Like, getting along with your coworkers matter. Like, y'all know, man, you right now listening to this got a shitty coworker that I wish this guy would just go. Like, this, he can't be here anymore. Like, it's him or me. And people got to remember that, man. Like, Marcus Arroyo might not got along with the AD. The AD had a different perspective of what he wanted the football program to be, and they butted heads. And that's your boss. You know what I'm saying? Your athletic director is your boss. He can let you, he makes the call and you got to go. Like, you never know. We're never gonna know every story about that, man. All right, man. I'll put this one on you with this next one. This one's your guy. This is your man.
Yeah,
100 grand.
I got a couple people that are like home runs to me. You know what I mean? Home runs. You know what I mean? Scott Frost, Scotty. That's a home run to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Home run. You know, he's first of all, he's of the, I think he's of the Chip Kelly, you know, tree kind of. He worked with Chip Kelly as the receivers coach at Oregon when they were putting up video game numbers. You know what I mean? He worked under him for that, man. He went to UCF, put up video game numbers while he was there.
Facts.
You know, he was averaging like 500 yards a game, son. Like, come on, B. That makes no sense.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care who you do it against. That's wild.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And we all know he was at Nebraska. You know, things didn't go well at Nebraska. He's a Nebraska guy. But he's still getting paid from Nebraska. He's getting paid handsomely until like 2025. You know what I mean? So all of that helps. You know what I mean? That's money that he's getting from his old employer. And it helps when we talk about salary and stuff. You know, and okay, so we get to the negative. I'm not sure about fit, right? A lot of people say some of these coaches will leave after a year or 2 years. I don't believe so in Frost's case because he has a little bit of a stain on his reputation. You know what I mean? He has a little bit of stain. You know, he's a party guy. So people like, you know, he gonna be down with Flo at the office, you know, every weekend. You know, instead of game plan. You know, it could be that he could have grown up. People are allowed to grow and get better. You know what I mean? He's not even 40. He's like 45, 46, something, 47. You know, so he could have grown up. So as far if we're just talking about X's and O's and we talking about football, Scott Frost is a home run. All the other stuff, I don't know about. You know what I mean? So that's the concern for me.
Valid point. I'm with you on that. Shout out to what everything you just said. I think Mario. To me, this is a home run hire for me. Like what happened in Nebraska. Sometimes you can't always go home. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you can't always make it back to the block. Sometimes you can't just see your old neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Might have brought up some different kind of shit for him. You know what I'm saying? You never know what that energy was like there. The expectations might have got too much. Not everybody can go home and make the crib great, right? That's just hard.
Mario going through right now. We seeing it, you know.
Yeah, we see how hard it is, and we see the expectations we put upon him because he wore that jersey and rocked the helmet. To me, it would be a perfect move for him because if he balls out at Miami, let's say 2-3 years, somebody will come knocking. And then so let's say it's Scott Frost and, you know what I'm saying, OCQB coach and Coley, offensive, co-OC and wide receiver tight end coach or wide receiver tight end coach if Frost doesn't want to split that time. I'm good with that. Like, I want, like, I don't want, you know what, man? I'm tired of the sexy hires. There's that, like, I just want motherfuckers that are ready to grind. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've gone for like these splashy hires so much. We're like, oh, look who they, you know what I'm saying? Like, that we've just never get the worker. You know what I'm saying? Kirby Smart, when he got hired at Georgia, wasn't like this. He was a hell of a coach, right? But like, saying like, oh, look, is he really gonna be good without Saban? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it really Saban's thing? You think the name Kirby Smart, unless you're like embedded in this shit, like you're not thinking that's a sexy hire. You're not thinking that he's about to out recruit Saban and fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it a buck. Like now, everybody can do hindsight. Like, oh, I knew Kirby Smart was gonna be great. No, you didn't. Right. No, you didn't.
Right.
No, like if that was true, every coach that coach with Belichick in the league would be great. You don't know what these people are as individuals, and when they get the reins. Some people aren't meant to be head coaches. Maybe that's not Scott Frost's move to go back to do the Nebraska thing. But him and bro, the numbers he put up, like we make fun of UCF. You know what I'm saying? That's just little rivalry thing, the little natty that they want to give themselves. Ha ha he he. But you can't deny that offense. You can't deny that. That offense was. You can't deny that offense at all. That would be wild here. Wild. No one can recruit. He won a UCF. Like that's and another head coach in the room. I'm good with that one, man.
Yep.
All right.
I love
next, man.
Love that. Up next, we got
this is your
Mason Candle.
This is your guy.
This is another Aaron Judge, another home run. You know what I mean? Another home run. He's young. You know what I mean? He's younger than me. You know what I mean? Not giving up. He look older than me though, but he younger than me, man. You know
you're right. You're right.
You know what I mean? He just signed an extension at Toledo. You know, I don't know what that means, but he's making 1.2. Like, you know, 1.2.
You can pay that.
He can get that.
Yeah,
he definitely can get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
give him 1.9, 2.1, 2.2, easy.
Yeah.
And tax-free, because Ohio don't play.
Facts. But does he want to leave? You know what I mean? Because he got offered the position last year. And he didn't leave for whatever reasons, you know what I mean? And this season, you know, he just signed an extension or whatever. But does he want to be an OC? Does he want to live in Miami? Does he want to, you know, there's a lot of factors. Does he want to bring his family down to Miami? You know, does he want to be a coordinator? You know, maybe, you know, he don't want to recruit, whatever. There's a lot of factors, but I know he's been a head coach. He is a head coach. Yep. So you don't have to worry about looking over his shoulder. And maybe that's another thing. Maybe he don't want to be micromanaged. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to be micromanaged. Mario will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but there's no denying his success. There's no denying his offense. You know, averaging 500 yards a game, you know what I mean? 500 yards. You know, can't go wrong with it, man. He's a home run. So I wouldn't be mad, definitely.
Yeah, these two would be Jason Candle would be my home run hire along with Scott Frost. And the same line, like to me, after we go run through the OC line, we'll talk a little bit about the wide receiver position, the wide receiver coach, because there's somebody that I'd really like that I talked to you about earlier. But yeah, this is my home run hire. You know what I'm saying? This is my Aaron Judge for all the reasons you stated. But again, we got to see what the situation is. You know, he just re-upped. I'm sure before he re-upped, he heard about all the rumors and all the talk about Gas leaving. So maybe he re-upped to get Toledo paid because he was there for so long, and the buyout, and you know, saying you got to pay Toledo to have it basically transfer over here. Maybe he doesn't want to be on OC. Maybe he wants to be. He's looking at a Power 5 head coaching position and doesn't want to do that. But that group of 5 is different. It's almost like you got to get in the door, take a step back here. You know what I'm saying? Like Ponce did to go back, but to get the position you really want, man. That experience on your resume. Because if you help Miami win, everybody's gonna come and get you.
Facts.
I mean, because they don't. That's just. So we'll see. That one's my guy. Now this one, I had no idea. Thank God for this. I had no idea who Jake Peets. No idea who he was. Offensive assistant with the LA Rams. You know what I'm saying? Like we just running down this list. We don't know how much he's getting paid. Like he did some things at LSU. 39 years old. Now I'm gonna say it like this. Look, yes, 39, man. It's so crazy how young these cats are getting now.
Old. He looks 50.
He looks rough, bro. That's a bad picture. Like, hey, man, y'all better give my guy Jake some love, man. That's a rough picture there.
Yeah.
Something like how you was staring into the sun with no sunglasses. Like, I got questions.
And this was 2 years ago, huh?
Yeah, it's not like he's 37 and
he looked 50 2 years ago, son. That's crazy.
That's so rough. He's been through a lot. Hey man, he was
coaching
the
do that
LSU
to
offensive.
you.
Yeah, man, dealing with all these people and all his politics. So he was, you know what I'm saying? He worked at LSU, he worked in the SEC. You already know what he did with Max Johnson. You know what I'm saying, go down the line. It's been a minute for him. I don't know how realistic it is to get any NFL coach to come back down. You know what I mean? Like, especially when he's already like, let's say Sean McVay leaves. Jake Peets can be, you know what I'm saying? He's on the staff, keep the momentum going with what they did last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep the same offense. You already got the same, like, you already have the players in. So that's going to be a stretch for me. So I'm not going to, because I didn't know about him till I saw this list, I'm not going to get hyped up on it if I'm keeping it a buck. If I just saw you right now and 2 years ago you look 50 and you were younger than me then, it's rough for me. Yeah, it's rough for me. You can't look like Chizitsky does now at 37.
Yeah, man. I think it'll be a good hire, man, on some real, anybody from the league, for real, keeping it a buck.
Yeah.
To me, would be a good hire, solid hire. Of course, it's not sexy again, but his knowledge, his development, his ability to develop is at another level because and he's an NFL guy. The NFL just don't hire regular cat. You know what I mean? You ain't just getting an NFL job with that. You know what I mean? You have to know your shit. So he's obviously there. He's been there for a while. He's developed. He's called plays before at LSU. So it wouldn't be a bad hire for me. It'll be a good hire. The quarterbacks will definitely get developed. I know that, for a fact. He'll have some NFL concepts, passing concepts. It'll be crazy. You know what I mean? But I don't know how real, like you, I don't know how realistic it is. But I wouldn't mind that hire at all. You know what I mean? And again, if he don't want to, a lot of NFL cats, they don't want to recruit. Like, I'm not kissing no 16, 15, 16-year-olds ass. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
facts.
He wouldn't really have to. So yeah, he wouldn't be a bad hire.
Just a couple of flights. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, with the NFL candidates, right? Like who 247 put out, it's like all those would be hella hires because to make it to the league, and he's been there since 2019. Like that already shows I'm saying he's a hard worker, knows what to do, and Sean McVay is a psychopath too with his dedication, which is why at 38 is already talking about taking some time off. You know what I'm saying? Right. So he would work well with that kind of mentality that Mario has, but I don't know how much somebody in the league that could potentially be an NFL head coach and making NFL head coach money would want to take that step, would want to take that step back, regardless of how highly we think of our Hurricanes. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big jump, man, from NFL head coach to possibly offensive coordinator at Miami. That's a little different.
Yeah, facts. Right.
You know what I mean? All right, this one is I would say the least sexy hire.
I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's not happening. Andy Ludwig ain't going nowhere, man.
No. He ain't going nowhere.
That's one cat.
This is how quick we're doing.
I'm gonna be like, he's not coming, son. He ain't coming.
He ain't coming. If you want to know who's Andy Ludwig, that's it. He ain't coming. He's staying at Utah. Man. No, he's staying.
The only thing I can think of is he 58. He may be like, yo, I want to retire in 3. I come out there, get it popping, and just stay. But I love what Andy Ludwig does with his offense. Utah proves it every year.
Tough every year.
But I don't think he's coming. So.
No, he ain't coming. I don't even want to. The other side of it, not to be like a quote unquote ageist. Like, I don't want two old coordinators. I need some. You know what I'm saying? I need some young blood in there too. You know what I'm saying? Like to keep
we about to go the other way. We about to go the other way. Because the next cat,
complete son, like look, man, how at 30, how are you offensive coordinator for a top 5, you know what I'm saying? A top flight program like Notre Dame, man. How? Yeah. How do you like that's this man is on his way to being a head coach in the next 4 years, if you're already here. Yeah. This is another guy though, Tommy Reese, another guy that was a finalist for last year. Possible OC candidate, right?
Yeah,
crazy. Yo, he's 30. I am 9 years older than this cat.
Yeah, and I'm not feeling it the other way. You said, Andy Ludwig. I think this cat is too young. And
too young. Yeah,
I ain't even gonna say that, but I just don't. I still think he's a project. Even though, he's been the coordinator, for 1 year, I think?
Yeah. No, I need established. I need established. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And he's a Notre Dame guy, I believe. Like, he ain't trying.
I already can't. I can't.
Yeah. He wants to be he wants to be probably the head coach of Notre Dame. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I can't. There's. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, that's just I can't. I have to put the hoodie down all the way. I can't rock with Notre Dame. I know it's not stupid, but I just can't rock with it. Now this one seems the most impossible for me because he, you know what I'm saying, like all the rumors, he's already Joe Brady's from down here. You know what I'm saying, he's from the South Florida area. It'd be nice, but he's already in the league. He's, you know what I'm saying, from all reports, he's wanted to be a head coach. He wants to be in the league, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? That league money is different than down here. And let's keep it a buck, man. This Miami program, this Miami offense would be a project. Would be a lot of work. He's at the Buffalo Bills right now. You got Josh Allen, not that much of a project. Not, you know what I'm saying, not that much hard work. Like Josh Allen is one of the top 3-4 quarterbacks in the league. Like that's not, there's no project that needs to be had there. So what how realistic do you think a Joe Brady is? Obviously speculating now, January 29th, because who knows what this week can do.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well known that he wants to stay in the league. And if Ken Dorsey gets a head coaching job, I feel like Joe Brady will probably be his OC. You know what I mean? So
facts.
Yeah, there's no, there's no reason for me to believe that he would leave and come to Miami, man. So
yeah, I'm
with you. Overall, I wouldn't mind it. I would like to hire. I wouldn't. I don't think that'll happen at all.
Yeah, it'd be. I think to me on this list, it's the most unrealistic hire.
Yep.
Like personally, to be honest. Now this next one, people got in their feelings about this one, and people were like, "Oh, it better not be him." But T. Martin, T. Martin, the old Vol, you know what I mean? We saw him ball out at Tennessee. We know your feelings about Tennessee.
Fall, man.
Yeah, a Vol. So he's in the league. Another one in the league right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the part about it is his son plays at Now, because baseball. you could, you know what I'm saying? We running plays baseball. You can see all this on 247. Shout out to them, man, for coming up with this list. Talk about this a little different, right? You could peep the stats and see where he's been, check his resume. I'm gonna ask your opinion, right? The downside of his son being there and the upside. The upside, he's gonna work his ass off because his son's there. You know what I'm saying? Family's gonna be there. Very similar thought process for me as to like a Reuben Bain, right? Your family keeps you more accountable than most people. You know what I'm saying? His son's gonna be there. They're gonna have a good connection, good conversation. I'm saying T. Mark can ball, man. Like he's had coaching response. You know what I'm saying? He's been a coach all across everything you need him to be. And I think this one, honestly, and he's a young cat. And man, like you can't underestimate the ability and the understanding that these players are going to have because he also did it. Like, look at Brian Hartline, right? Brian Hartline was a so-so wide receiver. Let's keep it a buck. A so-so wide receiver in the league, right? Like, he was never like a baller, but he played and he made it to the league with his skill level because he was a hard worker and all those things. Ohio State aside, all, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
T. Martin balled out and put Tennessee back on the, you know what I'm saying, back to like national relevance with Philip Fulmer. Like, he made Tennessee must-see TV because of his performances. Because after, like, if my timeline is wrong, you let me know, Joe. He was after Vic, right?
Michael Vick?
Was he after Michael Vick? Yeah. He was after Michael Vick, right? Yeah. So he was like that next guy where, like, we see it sprinkled all over the league and all in college football. We're like the super athlete playing quarterback, but he's that guy that understood it and did it before most. So that already puts you in a better position for a Michael Van Buren, you know what I mean, or Aaron Nolan, you know what I'm saying, that are coming down. Like, he did what you're trying to do. He did it. Like, to me, this he's in my top 3. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a good. That's a good. So another, my guy on Twitter, man, I'll be going back and forth with, man. Somebody asked me about T. Martin because I said, I wouldn't mind T. Martin, and somebody asked me why, and I put up his stats as the offensive coordinator at USC. You know what I mean? He, crazy. He had Sam Darnold popping. You know what I mean? He had Sam Darnold popping. They got busy.
He got Sam Darnold drafted.
Facts.
He got Sam Darnold drafted.
You know what I mean?
Like, you can't understate that, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, fact, man. My guy on Twitter puts up, but he got fired. Blah 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 blah. Like, man.
That's not an argument.
Right. That's not. Yeah, he got fired, but he played the position. He played quarterback.
Yep.
I think we all can agree we want an OC/quarterback coach. I think we can all agree with that. He played QB at an elite level. He's currently in the NFL coaching. Again, if you're in the NFL coaching, you are at a higher level than a college coach. Like, if you're in the NFL coaching right now, you know what I mean? You're coaching at a higher level than you know what I mean, anybody in college right now. So,
but Joe, he got fired. But Joe, he got fired at USC. How could he be a good coach? You know what I'm saying? Like that. What you just said completely mutes that argument. Go ahead.
Who else got fired? Didn't Lane Kiffin? Didn't he get fired like right after a game? Didn't they even leave him on a tarmac, son? You know what I mean? Like, Lane Kiffin got ran out of USC. You know what I mean? Like, son, it's people that happens. You know what I mean? That happens. That happens.
Firings mean nothing. Yeah, firing means nothing.
And you learn, son. Like, the last time he coached in college, I think it was like 2018 or something like that. You know what I mean? You learn. He's been in the NFL learning. In the NFL. Learning how to coach, learning how to develop. So I don't think it would be bad, man. You know what I mean? And I don't think his son plays on the football. I think his son strictly plays baseball now.
Yeah. But I'm saying he'll be at the school. Like, he'll be, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what the requirements are, but you know what I'm saying, families still be there. Like, Ruben Bain ain't gonna see his family the whole time when they're working in the administration and all that, but they're there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different when they're there. All right, man.
So T. Martin, for me, T. Martin would be in there. He would be in consideration for me.
100%. 100%.
And he can recruit his ass off. We didn't mention that. He can recruit his ass off. We ain't mentioned that. Yeah.
The more I looked into T. Martin, because how negative people were talking about him, the more I liked him. You know what I'm saying? Like, just looking at like the boxes he checks, like coaches in the league, already previously coached, you know what I'm saying, the offense, hell of a quarterback. I remember him balling out in that weird orange, you know what I'm saying? Like, sorry, it's just not it's just not what it is. It's not what it should be. You know what I mean? It's not what it should be. But yeah, man, like that'd be a good move. This one, look, I don't know how you feel about this one because to me, OC he could call the plays. Listen, yeah.
Home run,
yeah. So Dan Mullen, man, son.
Fucking run. Home number one for me. I know, and he's a cornball. Yes, let's get it out the way. We know that. You know what
100%. 100%. Anybody that rocks a visor with the haircut, I can't fuck with. I'm sorry, man.
Yo.
I've never understood it. Your hair still gets hot, fam. Like when we talk, whatever. Go ahead.
He's a cornball. You know what I mean? But offensive genius, son. Offensive genius. Developer of quarterbacks, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah. Definitely. Now, we don't have to talk resume. Like his resume speaks for itself.
Nope.
We don't have to talk resume. We don't have to talk none of that. Yeah.
No.
But my concerns are his motivation. Because I saw like towards the end the end of his tenure at Florida, he wasn't motivated. Like there was reports that he was just calling shit just to be calling shit and giving up at the end of games and all that. You know what I mean? He's chilling now. He's a commentator making millions now, you know, just talking. He's a commentator. He definitely doesn't want to recruit. We know that. He's definitely not
going to be in a press conference. Said that in a press conference. Yeah.
Facts. He's certainly not going to be micromanaged. You know what I mean? So I can see some headbutting maybe. So that would be the issue for me. But as far as offensive coordinator, number one. You know what I mean? But all the other stuff would concern me. So just as far as that mind, I wish he could be an analyst or something, just on the staff or something. But as far as that offensive mind, he's number one. As far as being the offensive coordinator, he's not number one for me, but his offensive mind is number one. So for me,
100% with you on that. To me, he's offensively home run higher. All the other reasons makes him to me. Like I'm not okay. Whatever Mario does. This is just my dumb ass talking on this podcast is blowing up. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. Numbers popping every day. To me, it makes him unhireable because he's so much of a risk. Because we saw what a coach that isn't on the same page can do, right? Like, and because like when you have a press, like me and you talk offline about a lot of shit, right? Very different than if we, you know what I'm saying, like about whatever. If we brought it into the podcast, it becomes different. Now imagine you're the head coach of an SEC program, and in the press conference, you'll be like, "Yo, man, let's keep like, yo, fuck recruiting. I ain't got time for that." That ain't like that's a different level that you don't want to recruit. You know what I'm saying? Like we heard rumors about the previous administration and coaching staff not wanting to recruit. There was never a press conference of Manny saying, "You know, man, I don't like recruiting. I'm gonna go to the barbecue and not talk to nobody." Like we heard reports about that. You know what I'm saying? We got that secondhand. It was never like, yo, Ben said this, Joe said this. Very different. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no clip of us saying what we not feeling. Like that to me makes like he's too much of a risk personality wise because of what, bro, this is a big hire for Mario. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to get along with this next person.
Can't mess it up, man.
Can't fuck this one up. You can't fuck this one up. You fuck this one up, you might not recover. Like, let's keep it a buck. You might like this night, like not saying that you need to score 100 points and all, no. I'm just saying like you need to, as you go, you need to improve, and we need to see cohesion with your coaching staff. Can't be like last year. So to me, he can't be on the list. Offensively and calling plays, absolutely, but personality and the baggage he has with him, to me, takes him off the list. He would be my number one if he had gotten fired like Marcus Arroyo or a T. Martin or something. You know what I'm saying? Like didn't have those clips, because to me, I can, if I Googled his name, that I could pull that up. You know what I'm saying? I sent you that article last week from the Tennessean, you know what I'm saying? The University of Tennessee writing about him. You know what I'm saying? Like how much he fell apart and how bad it got at the end. So that to me ain't a good look. All right.
Fact.
All right. What's next, man? This one, I'm not mad at this one. Not a sexy hire in any way, right? Not a sexy hire, but the man can coach offense. You know what I'm saying? We saw him do it against us. You know what I'm saying? Like the man can coach. This does not have, he is everything that Dan Mullen isn't, because there's no baggage. All right, it just didn't like eventually, you know what I'm saying, two people working together get tired of working together. One person has to leave. That's what this felt like. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody runs their time. Paul Chryst, to me, home run hire.
Facts.
Hell of experience on a hell of experience. You know what I'm saying? 57. Yes, he's a little older, but you know he still got that fight. And I love that offense. Look, man, I am a beat people up mentality type of guy. Like that running game, I want to see, like, and I was thinking about this. I want to see like the defense with their hands on their hips in the second half and need to tap it on their helmets every play, because we're just bullying them off the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like that's what I want to see. And I'm not saying that I want to be run heavy the whole time, right? But I want punishment, man. I want that yard when we need to get that yard. Like, to me, Paul Chryst would be a home run. What you got?
Facts. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's older. You know what I mean? Almost approaching 60. You know what I mean? So anytime you get up there like that and you have that experience, you know, your resume, again, he's another one like Coach Mullen. His resume speaks for itself. We don't have to go over that. You know, he has a track record of development and producing, you know, great offenses. But again, you know, I question whether you want to, at this age and this stature, why would you want to be micromanaged? You know what I mean? That's not now we're having a different conversation if we know that Coach Cristobal is gonna let somebody take the reins and run the offense. We're having a different conversation. But you know, we don't think that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So you know, I would love Paul Chryst, but I don't think he would want to come and, you know, get micromanaged, and, you know, so I would love it.
I think so. I got a question for you. And again, this is just us talking, right? Like people listening or whatever. But I think the reason why Mario's always been the micromanager is because he's never had somebody with his resume on staff. You get, like, on the offensive side, right? Like a Wallace that, like, for the most part, he's got like younger coaches, you know what I'm saying? Like, didn't really know Josh Gattis, so the micromanagement happens there. We're like, yo, man, like, let's keep it up. Like, if you're gonna micromanage somebody who's never done the same job as you know what I'm saying? Who's just coming in and you're training them, like how you like it to be ran. Like Paul Chryst has the experience. I think a coach like that will command a certain level of respect, where it might be more hands off and be like, yo, Mario, look, man, with all due respect, coach the O-line. You know what I'm saying? Handle that as a co-line coach. I'm gonna handle this, and we'll work with this together. Those conversations need to be had.
Yeah, because
let's keep it up. Mario has to take a little bit of a step back and be more of the GM, CEO of this thing. You know what I'm saying? While still teaching and developing these offensive linemen, because, and I'm not gonna be the guy like, oh, you see this offense, like, nah, man, that's bullshit. Like, we see what we did with Marcus Arroyo, that we already went through the stats earlier. Like, I think Paul Chryst, without having the baggage and the proven record that Paul Chryst has, I think that commands a different level of respect that won't have Mario micromanaging him as much. Obviously, let's still have conversations. Mario's still in charge. But does Paul Chryst want to take that step back when there's head coaching positions open? You know what I mean? Like, that's the other side of it, because he is older. This might be one of his last two jobs before he, you know what I'm saying, walks off into the sunset. So now, oh man, Paul Chryst, just when I saw this name, I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, yes, man. Like, Yes, I'll take 100% take Paul Chryst. All right, another NFL guy, Brian Johnson, 35. Now, can I just go? I'm just going no. Like you definitely don't want to talk about it because he's quarterback coach for Philly. So
Nah,
I guess
it's whatever, Yeah, you just saying no, nah.
I'm saying no because he's 35 in the league. He's probably going to have some interviews for NFL head coaching because of what he did with Jalen Hurts. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like you can see him taking any after these playoffs. You're gonna see some head coaching vacancies. Look what he did with Jalen Hurts, turn him into an MVP. You know what I'm saying? MVP caliber player. Somebody's gonna take a look at him. So NFL head coaching job, Miami OC. You know what I mean? Let's keep it a buck. That's an easy call. That's an easy call.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I agree, man.
I got stamped.
A hard no.
Hard no.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. He doesn't. We can't discuss his body of work because he doesn't have one. In the play calling realm and the OC realm. Yep. Yes, he's developed. Jalen Hurts. He worked with Dak Prescott and Kyle Trask, De'Aaron King.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I guess but. He's in the league, like we saying. This goes for him too. He can't be, denied. He's in the league too, so obviously he has knowledge. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. As far as developing these QBs, but he knows how to. He's been sitting behind Dan Mullen. He's been sitting behind the OC at Philly. Yeah. So,
yep.
He sees some things. Maybe he could scheme up some things, whatever. But, I don't think we need another project. You know what I mean? I think this would be somebody learning on the job. You know what I mean? To be a coordinator.
Yeah, can't have
not
that.
Developing quarterbacks. Yeah, he could develop quarterbacks, but as a coordinator, that's much more than just development. And he'd be learning on the job. So I'm good with that.
Yeah. So these last two, let's just ball them up together for was it Kevin Johns and Liam Cohen. Don't know who Kevin Johns is. 47 years old, offensive coordinator at Duke, and Liam Cohen, I think would be a solid hire. You know what I mean? But from the way I think of Kentucky. I think their head coach has more so like that call of calling the plays on the day of. I think because I think they're guys. Yeah, I think so. I might be putting them together, mixing them up. Because I think their head coach is like a former OC, so it might be one of those guys that like you get the stuff ready, and then you know what I'm saying like the head coach does the day of play calling. Might be completely off. Y'all let me know, man. Might be completely off. I didn't watch much Kentucky football. But every time that I turn to it, like, oh, this is not what that I would hear commentators like, oh, this isn't what the head coach want. You know what I'm saying? This kind of play. He wants to call this. I don't often remember the times that they're like playing Kentucky's playing Florida or whatever, that they hear that I didn't hear his name mentioned. So that's just like I can't tell you what his day-to-day is, you know what I'm saying, as far as that, but Kentucky's definitely taking a step up with Stoops, right? Ain't Stoops the coach there?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, what are your thoughts on Liam Cohen? Because I'm not gonna waste my time on Kevin Johns. I don't want an Indiana University guy. Like it's just
he's at Duke. Kevin Johns at Duke right now. But Liam has been with the Rams for the past couple years, you know what I mean? So 2021, 18, 19, so 3 years he's been with the Rams. So he's been sitting behind, learning from Sean McVay, man. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think he's you sitting behind and you learning from Sean McVay. Like you said, he's been with Coach Stoops for a while, and again, he's been a coordinator, so he has that experience. He's a young guy. So, and he's done it in the SEC. The offense is decent. Kentucky's offense in 2021 was nice. It was the truth, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
top 50 offense. So I wouldn't be opposed to. I wouldn't be upset about it. Now, Kevin Johns, offense coordinator at Duke, you know what I mean? I guess. I mean, he's worked under.
I'm with you.
Yeah, he's worked with Novell and Kingsbury, KK Cliff Kingsbury. You know what I mean? So he has that pedigree, which, we could talk about the cat up in Tally, but offensively, Mike Novell been the truth. I'm not going to front on that. Like,
no, offensively at all.
Because at Memphis, he was the truth. You know what I mean? Offensively, he's a good offensive mind. So
without a doubt,
we know Kingsbury is a good offensive mind. So, but I guess definitely wouldn't be a sexy hire.
Exactly.
But he's
not
it's
my crazy.
Top
like
five.
We're running down this list. Yeah, we're running down this list of like the 14 coordinators that 247 put out. And Mario could be looking at a totally different list. You know what I mean? But like as we're talking, you saying like the LA Rams thing, I was like, damn, man, like the LA Rams thing that puts Jake was it Jake Peets?
Yeah.
Jake Reese, what like you know what I'm saying? That puts him back in the conversation. Like I'm saying Mario already likes it. Sean McVay's a micromanager. That kind of puts that out there, like, okay, this could be a higher possibility. But yeah, man, like it's a hell of a list, man. So my top three, right after we broke it all down, top three: Scott Frost, OC QB coach. I got T. Martin, OC QB coach. This is the conversation in my mind is that I'm saying James Coley's likely going to be the wide receiver / tight end coach or wide receiver coach. Recruiters, that's off with that. And then who was the last name with the former? Hold on, let me scroll up real quick. Oh, Paul Christ.
Yep.
I got Paul Christ would be my top three. Again, like this isn't like if Mario doesn't get one of these guys, I'm gonna be mad. Like I'm gonna wait till I see the process on the field. Like I don't give a shit. Like my opinion don't mean shit. My opinion about it don't mean shit to him. So I'm not gonna get mad about it. But I just need whoever they get, I need to see growth and process being instilled when I see it on the field. Like I want to see, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to see the same mistakes. What are your top three?
So three I would need. I mean, just three names. Dan Mullen, Scott Frost, and Jason Candle are the three names. I don't need Dan Mullen to recruit. I don't need it. He never recruited. So at Florida, he had Urban Meyer recruiting. And Urban Meyer is a beast. So, I don't need him to recruit. Scott Frost, if you recruit, you recruit. I don't need you to recruit either. But Scott Frost will recruit. But
no.
I don't need that money to recruit, man. You know what I mean? You give me Jason Coley in the building, along with the beast you already have. Get DVD on the field somehow. You know what I mean? We good money. We ready to rock. You know what I mean? So
I'm with you.
Either one of those. But what I think happen is Mr. Coach Arroyo. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I'm not mad at either. Like not mad at it. Like it's he's proven to me. Like you know what I'm saying? We forget like back-to-back Pac-12 championships also happened with Mr. Arroyo. Like a championship is a championship, fam. We haven't had one in a very long time. So you know what I'm saying? Like let's not get crazy about it. Who you got as wide receiver coach? Coley?
Yeah. Yep.
Surprise to me would be Leonard Hankerson. But again, he's in the league.
You also got money at Georgia. Who Malik was talking about. He played.
Damn, man. He was number 5, right? You want him?
He played for us.
Yeah.
Gosh.
What is it? Drawing a blank. Well, we'll cover that up on the next. You know what I'm saying? We'll clean that up on the next pod. I'll tell you exactly who we thought about. All right, so I got Hankerson. I mean, my dream hire for that position, Reggie Wayne.
Yeah, that ain't happening. But
just you know what I'm saying, like that ain't happening. That ain't happening at all. That is Ken Dorsey-esque of not happening. But I'm just that would be my guy for that position, man. That would be my dream. But but that's not. I wouldn't mind. Like, I don't know what Andre Johnson doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he got a job somewhere in the league, but I'm just naming former Canes. What you got? All right. So let's get to it, man. Yo, man, shout out. Yo, man, this dude, Panhandle Kane be coming through with some fire questions, man. Hit me up in the DM. I was like, God damn, this dude like no holding back. All right, man. So he hit me with, all right, guys. Now that we know we're gonna have a new OC, how do you think the pressure is gonna be on TVD to produce and not be a product of the Lashley system? That's one question. That's a fire question. If he struggles in the new system, do you think it's an indictment of him being a product of that system? I personally like Ja'Kurri because he adds the element of making things happen with running ability when nothing is available. All right, so first question, then bring it back down. Do you think if he struggles is going to be a product, people are going to blame the product of the Lashley system with TV? That's a fire question. What you think?
Repeat the question. If he struggles,
if TVD struggles, if TVD struggles to produce on the field, were people going to say that he was just a product of the Lashley system? With the new OC.
Yeah. I'm sure people will say that. Definitely. But we got to sit back and think like this will be his
third OC in 3 years.
Third OC in 3 years. Man. Like that's hard, son. Like,
and 5 and 6.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
I don't care who you're talking about. That's hard, son. You know what I mean? We know TVD can throw the rock. We know TVD can process. We know TVD can get out if he needs to. He can run if he needs to. He didn't.
He can run a little bit,
Yeah, he can run if he needs to. Yeah. We know TVD can play, man. We know that. But I'm sure people will say that. Sure. I can see people saying that, I guess. But, nobody's thinking about 3 OCs in 3 years. Nobody's thinking about that.
Yep. No, nobody. We just want to win. I remember TVD ran a little bit in his first year. Like, TVD doesn't have the quick, like, he's not going to juke you out of your boots, you know what I mean? Like, but TVD got some solid straight line speed. I remember him having some pretty long runs.
Sure.
Under that Lashley system. Like, I think he wasn't asked to run, and we now kind of know that, like, with that energy, how Gattis put it out, if you didn't do what Gattis said, you weren't, you know what I'm saying? You just weren't getting on the field. There was no ability to ad lib. I think Ja'Kurri needs, to answer that third question, I think Ja'Kurri needs another year to develop under a true quarterback coach and quarterback assistants and all those things. And then I don't know if it's an indictment on him. Like, that second question was, is it an indictment on him to say he's just a product of the system? Because the Lashley system, I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. I was thinking about this too, because, you know what I'm saying, I shot you the question. I think we tried to put the Lashley system like it was completely changing the game on off. Like, son, we still won 7-5. We still barely won against bad teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who like, yo, man, Lashley was the truth. Son, like, no, he wasn't. Like, I remember being mad as fuck when we're running up the middle with Rooster.
Run the ball.
You know what I'm saying? And Chaney's out there. Like, it's 3rd and 2 or 4th and 3, and we're gonna run that halfback dive with no O-line. Like, that also happened with the Lashley. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Lashley system wasn't this complete. It was just incredibly better than whatever Gattis did, but Lashley's system wasn't this complete game changer because again we were 7-5, 1 or 2 game difference from what we were this past year. So I don't put that Lashley system up there like this great thing, man. I personally don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wouldn't say he's a product of any system. You know what I mean? It's just hard to have. You're not getting developed. You're like.
Yeah.
He's not getting any development, man. He's not getting developed. He's not getting to get it. Like Lashley's offense was simple. You know what I mean? It was a simple offense. You know what I mean? So, you put somebody in a simple offense, they can do big things, So
yep.
I don't think, man. Hopefully, whoever the OC is, they coach quarterbacks, and we can get rolling again. We can get TVD comfortable because you could just see it was just uncomfortability, man. He was very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable.
Very, very.
Quarterback has to be,
and like, look, we say it all the time, and I say it all the time. Like Mario don't give a fuck about when we think he should hire somebody, but this hire can't be long. Like to instill that offense. And get to know the players and all that stuff. You can't take 2 more weeks, man. Like spring practice starts real soon. Like he can't be there the day before spring practice trying to shake hands with people. Like this one needs to happen a lot faster because you've known you were letting Gattis go. You should have been having those meetings and those conversations way before.
And I'm sure he has been. I'm sure he has.
Yeah, I'm sure he. It's just gotta. That timeline got to get a little quicker. Just not for us to talk about, but just for the program because it is 3 years and 5 and 6 years overall. We just haven't had any continuity, no proven. You know what I'm saying? So when we got Dan Enos, we was hyped. Like, oh shit, like he's coming from Bama, he gonna do this. Nothing. Like we gotta chill, man. We gotta take a breath and just see what's what, man. All right, guys. We gotta get ready. Y'all, I'm saying y'all gonna watch this tomorrow. We gotta get ready to jump on the Flo show. Shout out to him, man. Thank you so much, Flo, for letting us on the show, man. You know what I'm saying? We're looking forward to that, chopping it up.
Yeah.
I got nothing else, Joe. What else you got, fam?
Check us live, man, tonight, man. Please. We'll be rocking with my guy Flo, man, and the Flo Nation, the Degenerates. You know what I mean? Check us out live. And please, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, please. We take all comments. We love all the comments, man. Just keep supporting us, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, man. And on our audio platforms, man, make sure to give us a review. You know what I'm saying? Give us that 5-star review on Spotify. Leave comments and give us some reviews on all Apple platforms, man. All right, guys, we out of here, man. You already know what it is for You Heard Podcast. I'm Ben. That's the big brother Joe, man. This way. Here we go. That's the big brother Joe, man. We out of here, guys. Peace.